Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the video lecture series of wireless cellular and 4G LTE module number 2, lecture number 9. Today we are going to see about the transmit diversity. Okay, in the previous video lecture we have seen about the receiver diversity, the mechanism of receiver diversity. Okay, so today we will go with the another topic of important of LTE system, that is transmit diversity. Okay, so when we try to see the word transmit diversity, okay, let us first go with some basic terminologies and basic requirements or basic fundamentals of LTE. Okay, so when it comes to the transmit diversity or receiver diversity, okay, we will, our focus will be more on the MIMO systems. Okay, so in today's agenda we will try to first see about the overview of MIMO communication, single user MIMO, that is multiple input and multiple output, multi-user MIMO systems, and network MIMO systems. Okay, then we can focus on the time as well as the receiver diversity. Okay, so basically MIMO stands for the multiple input and multiple output system. Okay, so where the transmitter and the receiver can have the multiple antenna. It means usually our devices are being deployed with single antenna, but when we try to increase the antenna part in either at the receiver or at the transmitter side, okay, then we say those particular antennas as the MIMO antennas, or you can simply say it as the MIMO systems, right? And earlier is nothing but in the conventional or the traditional way of communication technology. Okay, so only single antenna were used instead of more than one antenna. Okay, and in the late 1980s, okay, there were some standards which were developed by 802.11, okay, which is nothing but a Wi-Fi, and then the 3G LTE came into an existence. Okay, so when we try to focus more on the MIMO systems, okay, there are two benefits we can simply have. One is nothing but the improved signal to noise interference ratio, and again is improved link concurrency. So this is how the basically the MIMO systems will work out. Now as the technology go on increasing, right, our system will be like more advanced. Okay, so for that advancement, or to study those particular advancement, okay, we have different type of architectures available for the MIMO systems. Okay, so the first architecture is the single user MIMO system, okay, which is also nothing but called as 802.11n 2009 LTE system. Okay, what single user MIMO system has is it has one transmitter and one receiver. Okay, either transmitter or receiver or both can have multiple antenna. Okay, it means it can be both. Either it can be transmitted part, I can increase the more number of antenna configurations, or either at the receiver side I can go with the multiple transmitter, multiple receivers also, right? And the next is MIMO systems for multi users. Okay, for multi-user, again I have one transmitter but multiple receivers. Okay, you can see in this particular figure. Okay, in this figure you can see there is one transmitter which is as equal as, we call it as an hub, right? For this particular hub we will be having one line, but from this hub we can wirelessly transmit it to different number of devices parallelly. So it is called as a parallel transmission, which has the multiple receivers. Okay, so this can be your receiver 1, this is receiver 2, and this is your receiver 3. Okay, so one transmitter and multiple receiver, we will call it as a multi-user MIMO systems, which is also known as 802.11 AC in 2014 LTE advanced system has been developed. Okay, and the third type of MIMO system over here is nothing but it's a network MIMO system, okay, which can be expected to be in the future use. Okay, now also we still have different types of we still have this network type of MIMO system, MIMOs, but in case of LAN. Okay, but wirelessly we can go for still making it more reliable by making use of wireless communication protocols. Okay, so in the network MIMO system we have multiple transmitter. You can see this is transmitter 1, transmitter 2, and this is transmitter 3. Then we have multiple receivers. This is receiver 1, receiver 2, and this is receiver 3. Then it is all about the parallel transmission. Okay, so this is how the MIMO systems are being classified as a single user, multi-user, and the network MIMO systems. Now let us focus on how the single user BMO system will work in terms of the basic communication mode. Okay, in terms of a pictorial representation, you can see here for a single input and single output, we have one transmitter and one receiver. Okay, for single input and multiple outputs, I have one transmitter and I have two different receivers, right? So we call it as CMO. Then we have a MISO also, that is multiple inputs and single output. So at the transmitter, I have some two antennas, and at receiver, I have a single antenna. And our focus will be on the MIMO system. So that is which has the multiple antenna, that is more than one antenna, and which also has the multiple receiver antenna. It's nothing but more than two receiving antenna, and the multiple data stream of communication is possible when we go for the MIMO systems, right? You can see here. So if this is my antenna 1, I can transmit my data stream for both the receiver antenna. If it is transmitter 2, then still I can have a transmission for both these two particular antennas. Okay, so this is how the pictorial representation of the single user MIMO system basic communication modes are represented. Okay, now what are the different benefits of a MIMO system? Okay, here is one example which you can see in this particular graph. Okay, if you have a communication system which makes use of a single input and single output, that is one transmitter and one receiver antenna. So if a bell is rang over here, so one can only listen over that particular sound. Okay, so if it is single input and multiple output, so there is a possibility that the number of users can be increased. Okay, but if you have multiple transmitter and single output, even if you connect more than 3 songs also, if you have a single ear, then that particular single ear will only hear that particular song. Okay, and if it is a MIMO system, even if you have 2 songs, 3 songs, okay, and multiple ears, then it is still possible to hear all the songs at simultaneously. Okay, so this is just for the sake of understanding how the MIMO systems are being displayed, or how the MIMO systems can be work more efficiently as when compared to the traditional type of technology. Now when it comes to the single user MIMO system, okay, what are the various benefits we can gain in terms of the capacity? Okay, so everything will be in terms of the gain, okay, or you can say as a diversity gain. Okay, and in diversity gain, we have two types. One is a receiver diversity, another is nothing but the time diversity. Okay, and when it comes to the multiplexing gain, we have spatial multiplexing. So this is the more focus of our interest on this 3 particular topics over here. Okay, so let us see one by one how these different types of diversities will help our LTE system to work more efficiently. Now receiver diversity. Okay, what is receiver diversity? Basically receiver coherent combines the signal received by multiple antennas. Okay, you can see here, and this receiver diversity makes use of the single input and multiple output. So if I transmit any data stream over here from the transmitter side, so the receiver has an ability to receive the same signal at different location of antenna or at different and receiving antenna. Okay, and this receiving antenna, it will coherently combines the signal received by multiple antenna. It means the receiver has the possibility to combine all the data which is received at multiple antennas, even if it is one antenna, two antenna, or it can be three antenna, then all together will be combinedly together they will be received at receiver. Okay, then it has an asymptomatic gain, that is receiver diversity. What do you mean by the asymptomatic gain? Is nothing but increasing the signal to noise ratio proportionally to NR. NR is nothing but the number of receiving antenna. It means that if your receiving antenna are having if your receiver has more than one antenna, you can say, or you can say that if the number of antennas are more, then there is a possibility that you may have an asymptomatic gain, asymptotic gain. Okay, it means that the received signal power will be added at the receiver, or you can say the sum of all the received signal power will be added up at the receiver antenna. Okay, so what will happen if we try to add the powers at the receiver antenna, whether the capacity gain will change. Okay, so what will be the capacity gain for a receiving antenna if the all the receiver energy or the power are added up? Okay, the first thing over here is it's the logarithmically calculations will be done by making use of a Shannon's equation, that is it's given by C B log of 1 plus SNR. Okay, so when you try to calculate the SNR, that is signal to noise ratio for a receiver diversity, okay, if it is low, then your answer will be as equal to your SNR. It means that so gain is almost linear with respect to number of antennas. If your antennas, if you have more antennas, then you will have a linear graph, okay, over when you try to measure its capacity with respect to the capacity part, right? So similarly, again in receiver diversity, how we try to implement it. Okay, so the implementation part of the receiver antenna, okay, so it will be done with respect to again the number of transmitters, okay, how it can be calculated, then again how we try to measure up with respect to uh, different representation of our antenna part, right? And then how we try to simply go for the selection of antenna, how best selection we can do with respect to antenna. Okay, so for that particular reason over here, okay, when you see in these two figure, so in the first figure you can see I have one transmitter and I have a selector where I can select my best antenna. When I go for this type of selection, okay, selection combining mechanism of a receiver antenna, so I may have the improved SNR, okay. And when I go for this maximum ratio combining type of mechanism in the receiver diversity, so again I may have the improved SNR with respect to this particular formula, where this NR is nothing but the number of transmitter antennas, right? So therefore in the receiver diversity, okay, what will be the fading mechanism, what will be the fading part? Okay, so mitigation fading with respect to receiver diversity, it says that if you have an SNR and when you are trying to measure it with respect to the orthogonal division multiplexing frequency, right? So here you can see this green color is nothing but it's a combined value. Okay, when we go for the combined type of mechanism, okay, or then if you see blue color line, that is single for single antenna, and red color is nothing but another antenna. Okay, but if you try to measure it out separately, then the power which we receive at the receiving antenna will be completely different. Okay, but when you try to combine, okay, when you try to join, when you try to sum all the received power at the receiving antenna, and then you try to apply the mechanism of the either it is a maximum ratio combining or it can be your selective type of mechanism, then you can achieve the better signal to noise ratio over a range of frequency. Okay, so therefore multiple receiver antennas allow the compensation of both non-notches in the other. Non-notches in the other is nothing but I can have a better performance over the other different two types of single antennas. Okay, then let us come to the topic of interest, that is transmitter antenna, or you can simply call it as transmit antenna. Okay, what is transmit antenna is the transmit antenna, here we make use of more than single antenna at the transmitter and one single antenna at the receiver. So it belongs to a multiple input and single output type of mechanism. Okay, so when we look at this particular figure, what it says is the transmitter sends the multiple versions of the same signal. Okay, the transmitter is not like it is transmitting signal 1 and signal 2, both are different. No, signal 1 and signal 2, they belong to the same signal. Okay, they belong to the same signal. Okay, though even it is making use of multiple antennas. Okay, and here in transmit antenna, we have two different modes of transmit diversity. The first is open loop transmit diversity and the second is closed loop transmit diversity. Okay, and when you try to learn more about the transmit antenna, okay, we need to first understand the principal mechanism of the open loop transmit diversity. Okay, so the principle over here is, instead of, as we know that the transmitter antenna is going to transmit the same signal by making use of more than one antenna, okay, then how the mechanism will be? It sends the redundant version of the same signal. It means it make use of a symbol transmission. For example, this is my transmitter 1, okay, and this is my transmitter 2, okay. So it will send the same copies by redundant version of the same signal. It means that symbols over multiple time slots. For example, for the first time slot, here I have transmitted, okay, for the some, after some amount of time again I will transmit another symbol, after some time again I will transmit this another symbol, right? So it goes on, it goes on through the multiple antennas, through the multiple antenna. And not only it will transmit the same signal, the encoded symbols differently for different time slots. For example, if I have a code for this is 0 for this particular time slot, then I will use a different code for the different time slot, again third code for the third time slot. So the, not only I am transmitting the symbols differently, but I'm trying to transmit the symbols in an encoded format with a different code for different time slots and transmitting antenna. And I will make use of space-time block code mechanism. Okay, so this is a part of error control coding, okay, where we make use of STBC block codes. Okay, so this is how the principle of mechanism of open loop transmit diversity will work. Now let us look at with the figure with respect to here to understand the more clear picture of the transmit open loop transmit diversity. Okay, so if you look at this particular figure over here, two transmit antennas by making use of STBC switch or STBC mechanism. It means that send two data symbols, that is S1 and S2. So at time slot 1, I transmit S1 and S2 together, okay, and it will be received at this particular receiver. So what will be the received signal here is R of T1. At time T1, I will have H1 into S1 plus H2 into S2 at time slot 1. For a time slot 2, okay, you can see here there is a chain, it is a conjugate of S2, okay. Then at time 2, it will be minus H1 into S2 star, and for plus then S1 into H2 star when they are received at this particular time. Okay, so there I have, so for time slot 1 I have a different signal, different symbol S1 and symbol S2, and at time T2 I may have the different symbols. Okay, I may have different symbols. So this is how with respect to 2x antenna STBC particular mechanism for open loop transmit antenna. Okay, and if you take an example of the diversity combining, okay, so here you can see that the total y of y1 is equal to h1 star into r1 of t plus h2 into r2 of t. Okay, so here you can take the impulse as a mod, okay, or in terms of mod, okay, that is nothing but where your signal power will be boosted. Okay, just to boost the signal power you can go for such type of mechanism, that is STBC coding techniques. Okay, and in general the open loop transmit diversity, it increases the signal to noise ratio linearly with the number of transmit antennas. So if you are having more than one antenna, then automatically your signal to noise ratio will be increased linearly. Okay, then closed loop transmit diversity. Okay, so what is the principle here is, for a closed loop mechanism, here we will have one feedback. You can see there is a feedback, right? So that it is as equal like your control system, open loop control system and closed loop control system. Okay, so for an open loop we don't have any kind of feedback, whatever we transmit, that the same signal it will be received. Okay, but with different time slots I will have a different symbols, and those particular symbols will be coded differently. But when it comes to closed loop diversity, okay, the principle here, the first point will remain same, that is this, it will send the redundant versions of the same signal over the same time slots. There it was different time slots, and here it is the same time slots, same time slot. This is the first difference. Okay, Now the second difference is encode the symbols differently for different transmitting antenna. This will remain same. Okay, so if you have different types of transmitting antenna, so those particular symbols will be encoded differently, not same. Okay, so what do you mean by different symbols is nothing but the weights of the symbols on different antennas following a preceding algorithm. Okay, so for different symbol for a different antenna, preceding algorithms will be weighted, or weights will be assigned for the preceding antennas. Okay, by making use of this particular principle. Then precoding design requires feedback. So you can see there is a feedback from a receiver to a transmitter encoder. Okay, where it will give you exactly what things are received at the receiving section. Okay, now what do you mean by pre-coding? Okay, the meaning of the pre-coding is signals from different antenna need to sync their phases. Okay, so for example, if I'm sending X and here at antenna 1 and I'm transmitting the again sending X from the same, because at the transmitter side you have to send the same signal, not the different signal. Copies of the same signal will be transmitted by different antenna. That is the only different, but with different codes. But if the phase of those particular signals are not same, if they are not synced properly, then we may not have the proper reception. Okay, so therefore the meaning of pre-coding is signals from different antenna need to sync their phases. This is the first point to be noted. The second point is the different channels between the transmitter and the receiving antenna distort the signal differently, causing the phase offset. It is obvious because you have the wireless channel, and in the wireless channel there is a possibility that you may encounter with the noise. Okay, so because of the different channels, okay, because signal this signal may go like this and this signal may go like this. So if I say this is a noise free channel and this is a noisy channel, okay, though both the channels are the wireless channel. Okay, so the possibility is that the signals may get distorted differently, and because of the distortions you may encounter phase offset. You may encounter phase, you can see sending X like this and sending X again the same. What is the phase here? It is completely out of phase. The signal which these two signals, when they are received at the receiver part, they are completely out of phase. They are completely out of phase. Why? Because of signal distortions in the channel. Okay, so this is how we should try to avoid such kind of phase offset. Okay, but we cannot completely remove, it can be made negligible. Okay, this is one thing. And the second thing is how this pre-coding can help. Okay, so when it comes to the pre-coding mechanism, the transmitter compensate the phase offset. Okay, it will try to compensate the phase and align the phases of the signal going through the different channel. It is done before only. Before sending it, the transmitter, it will compensate the phase offset. Okay, and then it also aligns the phase of the signal going through the different channels. Okay, and why this feedback is necessary? Transmitter should know that the phase offset is not in, if it is not in order, it has to compensate. That is what the operation of the transmitter. If the phase is not properly received for the different signals on the different channels at the receiver, then a feedback should be sent for the transmitter saying that there is no proper phase received, there is no signal which is received with the proper phase or aligned phase. Then the transmitter has to put a compensation for that particular phase offset. So because of this, we have the closed loop transmit diversity in a better way, and as and when compared with the other type of transmit diversity. Okay, and because of that, it is asymptotic gain from closed loop diversity is also called as transmit beamforming mechanism. Okay, so with this topic of the transmit diversity, I will conclude my today's video lecture series. So in the next video lecture series, we will see about the spatial multiplexing, which makes use of the MIMO system. Thank you.